Salute, MobTube. How is everybody today? Let's see. War, Johnny the Greek, Redheaded Stepchild, Brian Bozek, Jesse Roth, Joe Root, Sven Larson, Trevor Smith, and that's it so far. My little thing up here is telling me we have 15 people at this point. It's not many, but it's an addiction and recovery show, and I started about 12 minutes early, so it's to be expected. Kimberly is my name. I'm sorry. Dell is my name. Kimberly Hogan, Edward Everett, FBI, and Dave. How are you guys doing? We're getting more people in here as we go. I just melded a couple names together by accident, but it happens. Now you guys got to change your names from Kimberly is my name, and Dell has to change it to Dell Hogan. Alan Smith, how you doing, bro? OC. We're up to 36. We're getting people. This is good. Hopefully, we'll get up to the usual 90 to 100 people as we get a little further in. Let's see. So I'll start off by telling you guys what I would like for today's show. And I know I ask this every time, but I'm going to ask it again. Your new alter ego, Kimberly Hogan. What I would love would be for someone or multiple people to share their story or stories with us, if possible. If not, I understand, but anybody who wants to can, of course, use an avatar. You don't have to put your name on the screen. You don't even have to use your real screen name. You could change it to whatever you want. Okay, you could change your screen name to Danny Trio, Daniel John Smith, Danny Triola, Chip Mayhew, whatever you want. You know what I mean? Mob Rats Exposed, Midget Rat Exposed, Mob Rat Exposed, any of those things. Change your name to whatever you like. Davis Dean, can I share MRE's story? As a matter of fact, I will be sharing his story very soon. I have a plan. I have a lot of information that's not out there yet. Okay, that I've been building up over a couple of weeks. And I want to try to do it tonight, but I can't promise you anything, so don't count on it. It depends on what type of time I have between now and 10 o'clock. But when I do that show, it will be members only. As a matter of fact, most likely for the very near future, every show I do, with the exception of addiction and recovery shows, they're going to be members only. That's just how I've decided to go about it. So, Davis Dean, I did look. I didn't get to open it up or respond, but I saw you. Yeah, I know about that show last night. I don't watch those shows. You know what I mean? I'll check certain clips and stuff if they're sent to me, but I won't watch the whole show. If I did, then I would come on here and I would destroy Victoria, Angel, and MRE and everybody else who was on that panel, and I would do it day in, day out, nonstop. And I really don't even want to do that. Besides, we're dealing with crazy people over there. You realize that, right? We're dealing with people who refuse to call a Nazi a Nazi. We're dealing with people who think that gangsters are good guys and informants are bad guys. It's upside down over there. It's the Twilight Zone. It makes no sense. It's bizarro world. So to tell you the truth, try to talk about that crew as little as possible. I know it sounds like I talk about them a lot, and I do, but I try not to. Oh, it's a clip? All right, well, I'll watch it later, bro. This show is for something else. Mac, LOL. Yeah, that's right. LOL. Members only. Yeah, that's right, buddy. Oh, Mac. You still haven't figured this out yet, right? That's like saying, come to my pizzeria and buy some pizza so I don't have to get a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Come to this bar tonight and watch my band perform so I don't have to get a 9 to 5. Uh, Hopefully, I'll see you at this wedding I'm DJing this weekend. And I do that so I don't have to get a 9 to 5, things like that. What you're saying doesn't make sense. You're telling somebody that they shouldn't want money from their business, they shouldn't want customers to pay. You're stupid, Mac. We've been over this. You're just another jealous guy who probably just left his shift at McDonald's, and you're very upset that I get to do this and you have to do that. You know? Harvester of Sorrow, I am early. Yes, I started early, but that's why I'm just kind of bullshitting a little bit. I'll let everybody get in here and then I'll start talking. Benjamin Blanco Pickett. Shout out to Wales, South Wales. I'm sorry. Trevor Smith, £5. Hit the like button and give $1 if you can. Yeah, listen, if people want to donate on these shows, it's cool. I won't stop you, but you don't have to. I do these shows to try and help people, and so we can help each other. So nobody has to feel pressure on a show like this. You know what I mean? I don't do these shows for money. So let me see. We're up to 60 people. I do have a story for you guys that I was going to start with. And then hopefully, guys, I want you to think it over the next few minutes. You all have a story. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on an addiction and recovery stream. I'm not trying to force you to do anything you don't want to do, but I think it might help you as well as everyone else. If you can, or if you're willing to, come on and share your story. Like I said, you could do it totally and completely anonymously, and it would be a good thing. It would be great. Matter of fact, I'd like to make that the norm. I'd like to make that something we do on every addiction and recovery stream. Eagle Plumber, salute, my friend. How you doing? Have a curveball for you. FBS violence can be an addiction. Oh yeah, well that's the thing. Anything can really. Exercise can be an addiction. Drinking water can be an addiction. Anything. And there's a lot of different addictions that we don't talk about on here. Gambling, eating disorders, sex addiction, all types of things. And I'm open to all of that. I'm open to talking about any of it, even though I only have experience basically with cocaine and alcohol. I'm willing to talk about anybody's struggles, addictions, whatever, because every addiction has similar traits to every other addiction. You know what I mean? You feel like you can't live without it, things like that. You're not happy or satisfied unless you get your fix for the day, things like that. There's porn addiction. Lee Cole. I mean, there's Nazi memorabilia addiction, MRE. You know what I mean? There's things like that. There's attention addiction, Angel Gotti. These are just some of the examples. FBS, you need an international money symbol sheet to keep close by to reference. Yeah, was I wrong again? Was that not pounds? Damn it. I hope I was right. Benjamin Blanco Pickett. Is that right? If so, bro, feel free to come on and share. Trevor Smith. A lot of people are addicted to MobTube. I'm one of them. I hear you, bro. The Iceman's only survivor. Allow me to break character. Sex addiction is no joke. Been there. It ruins relationships. Oh, I'm quite sure. Yeah, of course, without a doubt. Any addiction can, but something like that, especially because it affects your partner or partners the most. Whether it be a girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband. Yeah, I could see that. I was called a coward for choosing to be a man of peace. The truth be told, those people should thank God I wasn't the person I was before. Yeah, I hear that, bro. I know. And that's what happens a lot, when people do finally try to stray away from whether it's violence or drama, arguing, fighting, hurting people, whatever it may be, all of a sudden, you know, you're a coward. I mean, you see this shit with rappers. You know what I mean? Any rapper makes his first million, his fucking first job should be get out of the hood, take your whole family with you. But they can't because they'll lose street cred. You know what I mean? They used to make fun of Fat Joe because he moved to New Jersey. Well, listen, he's still alive. So it was probably the right choice. Look at Takeoff and whatever the fuck his name is that just died. People like that. Was that his name? What the fuck was his name? Takeoff. I have a feeling that was wrong. I know nothing about the Migos, guys, and I'm proud of it. FBI, £2. Thanks for the show and for Shanna's input last week. Yeah, so much stuff happens on here. I totally forgot about that. But Shanna, yeah, she her story was very touching and sad. But I think Shanna really needed to get that off her chest. And she told me that story already. But I think she wanted other people to hear it too. You could tell by the tears, The Iceman's only survivor. I cheated on so many women due to my addiction and broke too many hearts. I was engaged to one lady and destroyed her with my bullshit. Therapy did help. Well, that's good. And yeah, I think I don't know much about sex addiction, but I would think therapy would be the way to go because I don't know if it's something that could be treated with medication. I'm sure there's something for it, but I think therapy would be the best bet. And besides, anything you could do as an alternative to medication is a good thing. You know what I mean? Because it's not good to be on all that shit either. Benjamin Blanco Pickett. Yes, I can't come on tonight as my nephew is sleeping over tonight, but yes, I'd be willing to jump on a live FBS. Sounds good, bro. Anytime, just let me know. Just jerk off. What was his name? Was I right? Was it Takeoff? What was his name? I don't remember. Mike Fleming, new member. Thank you, Mike. It's funny. Your name, I thought about it the other day because I was watching Ozark. I don't know if you ever saw Ozark, Mike, but there's one point where Marty, the main character, gets new identities for his wife and kids, and the son's new name is Mike Fleming, and he uses it to open bank accounts and shit. It's funny, but it made me think of you. Thank you for becoming a new member. Oh, all right, Spiky. Have a good day at work. Nice to see you. I think everyone has an addictive nature to something. I do too. Davis Dean. The Iceman's only survivor. A few years of cognitive behavioral therapy, and now I can have a normal relationship. That's good, man. That's very good. MobEntertainmentGroup.com. Salute FBS and MobTube. The haters hate us because we live lives they wish they had, and we only got here due to sobriety, mostly sobriety in my case. Oh, well said. And they do, definitely. And yes, I can tell you right now, my sobriety is the main reason I am where I am. My sobriety and Shanna, without a doubt. And I wouldn't have Shanna without my sobriety. So, I never would have. Listen, when somebody meets you in that situation, the first thing you have to show them if you want to build a relationship is that you're trying to change. I think if I would have had a drink on our first date, Shanna would have been out the fucking back door. She would have bounced. Sounds good, Benjamin. Yeah, Mike, I agree. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. I was thinking about this before the show, and I might have told this story before. If I did, I don't think it was on an addiction and recovery show, and I don't think I told the whole story. You know what? I may have. Yeah, I don't want to tell it again just in case. Yeah, I think I'll skip it. Because it is about a friend of mine who died from cocaine use, and he was a very promising young kid. He was an amazing football player and all that. Just to sum it up, because I know I've told it before, he was the best football player to come out of our town at the time. Even as a kid, though, in high school, he would come to my house to buy weed or whatever, and he would break out lines. From a very young age, he was addicted to cocaine. His father was also a football player. His father had played for the Miami Dolphins at one point. My friend I'm talking about, Aaron, he played for Michigan State. But he had a severe cocaine addiction since he was about 15. So I won't get too detailed, like I said, since I told it before, but to sum it up, as he got older, me and him lost touch for a long time because I was living in the city, and he was still living in the small town, shit like that. We would see each other every now and then. But then I started hanging out with a mutual friend of ours in my maybe mid-20s. And I would run into this kid at parties, you know what I mean, every now and then. And one night I ran into him, and he was eating his cocaine. Okay, and I didn't ask him directly at the time, but I asked him, or I asked a friend, why is he doing that? And he said, and this was like his best friend. He spent a lot of time with them over the years since their childhood. He said, well, his nose is so fucked up that he can't snort it anymore. He has to eat it. I said, Jesus Christ. So one night we're at a club, and a friend of mine who was a big dealer, I went into the bathroom. My friend was selling him a ball, right? He took this ball right in front of us. He split it in half because it was one solid piece. And he ate half of it, put the other half in his pocket, wrapped up in cellophane. And I said, holy shit, man. That's no good. That can't result in anything good. I mean, doing cocaine in general is bad, but well, sure enough, he one night was at his parents' house. That's where he was living. Now, this kid had just started a career working with his father selling insurance, and he was making a lot of money right off the jump. He had actually just ordered a new Mercedes. He was getting some custom things done to it, so he was supposed to pick it up the following morning. He was all excited. But he was at his parents' house, and even though he usually didn't do coke when he was there, he would try not to. I guess he was stressing. So he called a friend, and he had the friend deliver an 8-ball to him. And I don't know if it was just too much, if it was just too good. Something was wrong with the conditions because he ate as much of it as he could, I guess. And his little brother found him having a seizure. His temperature started climbing, even in the ambulance, and he never even made it to the hospital. You know what I mean? His fever was out of control. And he died. Okay. It was very, very sad. He was 26 at the time. And, it was a heartbreaking thing because not only did it affect all of us, and it's crazy how we found out because my friend Joe was a UPS driver in that area. Okay. And he was delivering something, and he drove past Aaron's house, and he saw the ambulances and shit. And he stopped and asked Aaron's parents what happened, and they told him, and that's how we found out right off the bat. But it's a real sad story because the kid had a lot of potential. He had everything going for him. You know what I mean? He could have been anything or anyone. And it always gave me survivor's guilt because I was like, man, that was the one kid, he went to college. He had this amazing talent playing fucking football. He was a good looking kid. He was charming. He had 2 kids with a girl who, unfortunately, a girl named Amy, who also had 2 kids to another guy. So she had 4 kids in total. Well, she wound up dying about 3 years later from liver disease. So because of opiate abuse. So those 4 kids no longer have parents. And Amy and me were very, very close. I'm still very close to her brother. It was a very sad story. But This is what happens, whether you're snorting it, eating it, whatever. That's one thing I was always told about cocaine, and it goes for any drug. You could do it every single fucking day and be fine. And then one day, it's just too much. It doesn't have to be that you did more than usual. It doesn't have to be any of that. Your heart has just said, I give up. And that's it. You're gone. And it really did destroy everything in his family. His father, who had been warned by some close friends that Aaron was getting a little out of control, his father wound up in the psych ward for a long time. And him and his wife wound up getting divorced. They also had a small son who wound up being, affected greatly, as any child would be, by their parents' divorce. Plus, he just lost his brother, who he loved and admired, just because of drug addiction. A whole family ruined. And that's not abnormal. That's generally how it goes. You know what I mean? There's another story I wanted to tell you guys about. And this also, oddly enough, involves my friend who is a UPS driver. It wasn't him, but I'll explain how, again, he came across a very bad situation while he was on his route. So I had a friend named Derek. Now, Derek is somebody I knew since I was a teenager. I met him not long after I moved here. You know what I mean? And he was friends with all of us. We had a crew. You know what I mean? And Derek was, he was kind of like me. He was big into music. He was trying to become a producer. Not long after I got turntables and a mixer, he got turntables and a mixer, and he started trying to learn how to DJ and scratch and mix and all that shit, right? And he was very talented. He made beats. He was good. Hold on one second. Don Berlin, Chris sent a crawl message regarding treatment of the vet from last week via Veterans Admin using the VA contracted services for addiction recovery. That Shanna shared about, plus donation. Yes, let me see here. I got the donation. Thank you very much for the 5263, and your message is hilarious. Crawl sent to your phone. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a crawl message. I don't really know how to put that up now, bro. It would be we spoke on the phone. I wasn't sure. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't put it up. I will put it up Thursday when I do another addiction and recovery show. But he said, greetings all and happy Thanksgiving. Last week we talked about solutions for 2 disabled vet addicted heroin. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what TUE, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Heroin, and I promised Shanna to find the resources to help not just this vet, but others who need a bed, but can't afford the service. Do you want me to read the organization? Okay, I'm not sure how much of this I'm supposed to read, Don. My apologies. If I would have known this sooner, I would have put it up. I wasn't sure that you were going to send me something like this. I thought you were going to put it in the chat. But thank you anyway. Now let me get back to what I was saying. So we had a crew. We were all friends for a very long time, from our teens well into our 30s. Okay. And anytime I hung out with my friend Joe or any of these other dudes that were part of that crew, Derek was always there. Derek was a guy that had a couple of long-term relationships, with women, but he generally was a hermit. He was a recluse. He liked to stay by himself. I think he was happier alone, honestly. And he was always kind of an odd character. He had some weird beliefs, and he was a quirky dude. You know what I mean? He was different than a lot of people, but it made him who he was. We loved the kid, right? So He got into the drug dealing thing at one point, right along with me. He wound up getting raided. There was fucking cops, helicopters, everything at his house. It scared the shit out of him, and he stopped that. He wound up becoming a truck driver, and he drove truck for a lot of years. Okay, and around this time that I'm getting to, he had actually just gotten a new job. Let me put this up now that we're talking about the tickers and stuff. All right. He had actually just gotten a new job, so he was doing well. He was doing well, but he had an addiction that nobody knew about. Okay. He started coming to me. Like, he would call me up, and it was weird because Derek usually never called me unless it was like, hey, you want to go see a fight, or hey, you meeting up with us tonight, whatever. But he called me one time, and he was like, hey, can you get, I believe it was Oxy. And I said, yeah, most likely, what do you need? Because I would, if it was a friend, and or somebody like that, and I thought they needed something for whatever reason, it wasn't about money. I would do what I could to help them out. I had a lot of connections, so I could get anything. But I only did it because I had no fucking idea Derek had a problem. Nobody did. And I mean nobody. Okay. His best friend didn't know. Okay. Which would be Joe. He didn't know. Right. So I thought he just needed him maybe for, I didn't even know if they were for him. I didn't ask questions. He needed some Oxy. Okay. So I got him some shit. I got him a few pills, whatever. Then about 2 weeks later, he called me again for them. And I said, all right, bro, I'll do what I can. Just meet me, at my house at a certain time. So he comes over, and I actually didn't get what he needed because it was the second time, and I didn't know what kind of state of mind he was in. So he was telling me, that he was having certain issues, with pain and things like that. Now, I wound up in the hospital. Okay, I don't know the exact timeline of this. I don't exactly remember, but this is around the time I wound up in the hospital with my heart thing. Okay. After I got out of the hospital, he texted me and he said, "Bro, listen, I heard you were in the hospital. I know you're in bad shape. I wish you well. I love you, brother." He said, "But I want to talk to you because I've been having some issues with my heart, skipping beats and stuff like that. I have a bad feeling there's something really wrong." So that took place around this time too. So I knew about that, but I didn't know about anything else. Okay. So we had discussed that, at one point. It was, he was just telling me what he was going through, but he didn't give me any further details. Anyway, the day he came to my house, we talked a little bit. He explained some of that to me, and he told me, he's not feeling real well physically. He feels terrible. He thinks he's dying. He's sad, very depressed, whatever. And I told him, "Bro, listen, you got us, bro. You got your friends. If you need anything, reach out to us." You know what I mean? But I wasn't going to get him any more fucking pills. That was a one-time deal. So he left. And 2 days later, I get a call from Joe, the UPS driver. He had a package to deliver right near Derek's. Now, yes, Derek lived in the same area as Aaron, okay? But this was an apartment complex down the road a little bit. So while he was there, he thought, let me go say hi to my boy. You know what I mean? So he's pounding on Derek's door, pounding on his door. Now, he had been trying to get a hold of Derek for about 24 hours, and Derek wasn't texting back. Derek wasn't answering calls. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. So Joe goes to the office, and he tells the lady at the office, "Listen, I have a bad feeling. I've been trying to get a hold of my friend. He's not answering. His car is parked out front of his apartment, but he's not answering no matter how hard I knock on the door." So they went in the apartment. I'm sorry. They went in. She actually allowed him to come in with her, and they found Derek. Okay. Derek had hung himself. He was gone. And through some things he had left behind, some stuff that was found in the apartment, we were able to put together the fact that he had been not a long time opiate addict, it didn't seem like, but at least, for several months, he had gotten pretty hooked. And I think when he was talking to me that day, that's part of what he was trying to tell me, that, without telling me he had an addiction, he was telling me things that day, like he's down in the dumps more than ever. He's not feeling well physically or mentally, but I didn't think he was going to do something like that. And I did all I could. I told him, bro, I'm here. If you need me for anything, call me. Well, he didn't call any of us. And that's what wound up happening to him. So that's just a couple of stories. I have a lot of dead friends, a lot, as many of you do, I'm sure. But that's how Derek passed. And it was sad because, again, nobody knew that he had this addiction. Nobody knew it. Nobody in his family, none of his friends. It appeared that maybe he had been getting pills from his work. Somebody at his work, was giving him this shit. I don't know. And when he would get desperate, he would call one of us. But it's another sad story. Let me see. A kid I knew took one ecstasy tablet and died. First time they ever did a drug. My daughters won't even take paracetamol. I'm not even sure what that is. Paracetamol, is that it? Since it happened, she was 16. Yeah, that's horrible. That's you don't hear about that too much with something like ecstasy, but that's just proof right there. That's another example of how this stuff, it affects everyone differently. I knew people that took ecstasy 13 pills at a fucking time for years. But then you have somebody like this, took one ecstasy tablet and died first time they ever did a drug. I mean, that's fucking terrible. Terrible. But it happens. That's why you're really playing Russian roulette with drugs. Anytime you do them, you're playing Russian roulette. Let me shout something out here. My man always comes through for me, even on shows when I'm not looking for donations. Hold on. Dwayne Polizzi, my man, $100. Thank you, bro. And cash too. Always better. He said, great to see you doing a sobriety show today. Thank you, Dwayne. Well, listen, there's a number of reasons. I didn't talk about it in the beginning. There's a number of reasons I'm doing this today. I still plan on doing one Thursday, okay? But Mia Salazar, she asked yesterday if I could do one on Thursday later for people who are at work. And it's a good point. And I'm a stunad for not having thought about that before. Plus, somebody was in my chat about 2 days ago and said they could really use an addiction and recovery show. And I take that seriously. When somebody says they could really use one, I don't want to wait till Thursday. You know what I mean? If this might help them off a cliff, so to speak, and on top of that, listen, these shows are what matter. You know what I mean? The fucking the drama shit, the beef shit, yeah, it makes money, it's fun, it's entertaining, but what the fuck are we getting out of it? I mean, it's a stupid war that's never going to be really, truly won by either side because nobody will ever admit they're wrong on one side. It's just getting fucking more and more pointless every day. We know that there's a woman over there who has a fucking obsession with me. She's infatuated and she'll never stop no matter what. So I figure I can start doing some more positive things on my channel. And there's going to be more positive things coming, actually. I'm not going to talk about them yet. But I'm going to do more of these, I think. I don't think once a week is really enough. I really don't. There's no excuse to do, 10 fucking drama shows a week and then one addiction and recovery show. There's no excuse for that. You know what I mean? So the more I see people need these shows, the more I'm going to do them. If I make money, whatever. If I don't, it's not important. I'm not worried about it. But thank you again, Dwayne, so much. Thank you for that. especially the way things have been going. I could definitely use it. Brian Fantana, I'm sorry, new member. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for becoming a new member. I don't remember seeing you before, I don't think. No, I've seen you before. My memory. Dwayne Polizzi, $20. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you for another 20. I appreciate it. Look at this. This isn't the show for this, but again, I always like to show examples of what the people on that side are like, and this is what they're like during an addiction or recovery show. I mean, you're a fucking true lowlife, and if you have kids, they should be ashamed of you. Honestly, they should. Chris Capello, bro. You know what happened to me? Not to get off base and start talking about cigarettes, but when I was like in my late teens, I had been smoking Newport since the day I started smoking. And when I was in my late teens, I got to the point where I was coughing up fucking blood. And I said, nope, no. And I switched to Marlboro menthols. Now, till this day, Shanna smokes Newports. If I have to smoke one of those, like if for some reason we're somewhere, I forgot my cigarettes in the car or something, kills my throat. I hate it. I don't like the taste. The smell drives me insane, believe it or not. I hate Newports. So let me read some comments. L'chaim Putz. The goal for any therapy is to change the picture we hold of ourselves in our minds so that the picture is in accordance with the goal we are trying to attain. The goal can be any goal, big or small. That's extremely well said and very, very true. Yes, absolutely. And that's another thing about, obviously, you know, we've spoken about the picture we hold of ourselves, how we see ourselves and stuff. But as far as goals go, like I tell Shanna this all the time. This is the way I think, you know, whether you're currently addicted to something, you're in recovery from a past addiction, or whether you're just a normal person who's never done a drug in your life. This is my advice to everybody every time they get down on themselves or anything. Never compete with anyone. Don't even bother. Don't look at other people and see what they have or what they do and think, you know, you wish you were more like them, whatever it may be. Just be better than you were yesterday. Make progress. Little tiny goals like that. Anything you could do. Make progress. That's why I started with the whole weight loss thing and shit. It's just another way of me trying to be better than I was the day before. That's what you should do. And it goes the same way with addiction. Any forward movement is progress. You know what I mean? Any positive movement. So always do what you can to be better than you were the day before and strive to be the best you can in the long run. That's it. That's all you can do in life, no matter what your situation is. And anytime I have a family member or a friend that's feeling down, that's what I tell them. That's what I tell them. Suicide amongst teenagers in Northern Ireland is amongst the highest in Europe. Is that true? I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, it's a sad thing. I had a lot of friends who took their own lives. You know what I mean? Not always due to any kind of addiction. Matter of fact, most instances it had nothing to do with addiction. But suicide is it's a very sad thing. And you know, I used to, and I still kind of am, you know, of the mindset that if somebody wants to die so badly, you know what I mean? Who are you to stop them? Because you're not living their pain. But at the same time, you have to remember that their suicide isn't, you know, in whatever way, it might be an end to their pain, I guess, but it's an end to everything. And it's going to affect the people around you. You'll be long gone. Okay, your worries are over, all that. Yeah, but what about the people you love? Suicide is truly a selfish act, you know, and it's a very sad thing that occurs. all too often, especially around the holidays. You got to always try to think about the people around you. Think about their pain as well, if you can. But I'm no one to judge anybody because, like I said, if I haven't walked in your shoes, I can't tell you what to do. I won't even try. I'll just try to give you advice. But just remember, it's the people you leave behind that will suffer. Your suffering will be over. Theirs will just be beginning. Okay. And every holiday, every birthday, every fucking special occasion for the rest of their lives will be ruined by the fact that you're no longer there with them. Because I definitely had my times in my life where I considered suicide. I mean, I told you when I was in that hotel, it was my one and only goal. So that's why we have this up here on the ticker scrolling across the bottom of the screen. We have the number for the, I believe it's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Is that what it is? And the National Addiction Hotline. If you guys need these numbers. And remember, it's 988, okay, for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988. It's very simple to remember. And that's another reason, you know me, guys. Anytime, around any holiday, I try to do more addiction and recovery shows than usual. I would love if we could get to the point where we do these daily, but here's the problem. I am not an AA guy. I'm not well versed in the 12 steps. I don't know anything about the big book and all this shit, whatever that is. I don't know any of this stuff. So it's hard for me to do these shows because I only have my stories to tell you and the stories of my friends and shit. I couldn't possibly do one of these shows every day without a little help. So that's why I ask anybody, if you feel that you can do it, please come on and share your story. It doesn't have to be on this show, maybe the next show. And that'll give us something to talk about. And besides, it'll get, it'll give people a break from me, from hearing my fucking voice. Let me get back down here. You're amazing at Dwayne. He is. Dwayne has no idea how much me and Shanna appreciate him. He doesn't have to do what he does for us, and he does it anyway. So it means a lot. Make some progress, bro. Get ripped. That sounds like something Gunner would say. Yeah, that's what, who talked to me about that? DJ Kaz, I believe. Yeah, I think anybody in this age range probably should get on TRT. Well, listen, even if you're taking baby steps towards whatever it be, it might not be fitness. It could be weight loss. It could be, you might want to quit smoking, which I need to get to at some point. Maybe watch less TV, do more with your time, schedule your day better, whatever. Like today, I'm determined to tear this room apart and make it better. Okay, I have a plan for it. I want to get the TV and stuff, all that stuff that's in front of me. I want to get it out of the way and move this all the way up against that wall and rearrange some things. But I have two choices today. Either do that or plan for the MRE show tonight. So hopefully I'll do at least one, but I might not even get one done. I have a lot of shit to do. Dwayne Polizzi, another $20. Thank you very, 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 very much, Dwayne. Redheaded Stepchild, FBS, I have a huge personal clean and sober milestone coming up that I will reach with the help of these shows. When I hit it, I will jump on and share. It's a goal of mine. All right, bro. Sounds good to me, man. And congrats on your upcoming milestone. Farrah's 28. I was in the hospital for 5 days. Came out and quit smoking. I came back to normalcy. FBS. That side is pathetic. They're praying you die of smoking. Hope Lee dies of who cares? Jesus Christ. Is that what they're praying for? That I die from smoking? Holy shit. Wow. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Christopher Welty heard Chomo Inc. talking about having a beer the day before he went to his first meeting, so he could start from scratch. Talk about a fucking disaster in the making. Yeah, you know what though? I'm not even gonna. It's an addiction and recovery show. I'm not even gonna tear him apart. And you know what? I told Shanna a story the other day. We passed a particular liquor store, and I told her about how the day I was starting intensive outpatient. Now this is not the first time. The first time I did it, I stayed clean. That was in '99. But I think it was 2007. No, wait, what was it? No, it was earlier than that. I think it was 2006. I had gone through, well, a family member of mine had a very terrible tragedy. It was affecting me greatly. I told you guys, I started drinking like a fucking fish again. And I was highly physically addicted, highly. Okay. But I was court ordered because of a DUI to begin this intensive outpatient. This was not by choice. But I couldn't stay. I tried that day, the first day, to stay sober. I tried. I did everything I could so I could go to this meeting without alcohol in my breath. I did good the whole day. And then on the way there, I passed a liquor store and I felt terrible because I was going through withdrawal. I was all shaky and shit. So I did a U-turn. I went back to that liquor store. I got a bottle of vodka, which I cannot drink straight. I can't drink liquor straight. It makes me sick. Even as a full-blown alcoholic, I only did it if I was desperate. Okay, so I went in the liquor store. I got a bottle. I went to a grocery store right next door to it. I got a soda. I poured out half the soda. I filled the rest with vodka, and I fucking guzzled it. And I went to the meeting. I wasn't drunk or under the influence at all. It was not that much, but it was on my breath. All those people that say alcoholics drink vodka because it doesn't have a smell. Yes, it does. It certainly does. And the counselor caught it right away. Took me in her office. She said, were you drinking before this meeting? I said, are you kidding me? You think I would do something like that? Of course not. She said, I could smell it on you. I said, well, it's not me you're smelling it on. Okay. I haven't been drinking. Luckily, they didn't have a breathalyzer or anything there, and I skated on that one. But yeah. So listen, Chomo Inc. As much as I don't like the guy, when you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, you do shit like that because your brain is not functioning in a way that helps you or benefits you or is leading you in the right direction. Your brain is telling you, I need a fucking drink. And you start bargaining. And if this is what he did, what you're saying here, I could see somebody doing that because you constantly are bargaining with yourself. Like, oh, well, I'm going to AA, so I'll get a fresh start. Why not have a beer now? You know what I mean? I'm sure he's not the only one that's done that. This is the type of stuff your mind, plays tricks on you and gives you these fucking ideas because all your brain is looking for is alcohol at that point. So that's what happens to you psychologically. It's like everything becomes an excuse. I'm starting intensive outpatient today. I'll just drink one last time. I'm going to be going to jail soon. I'll just fucking get lit before I go. And then I'll have no choice but to sober up while I'm in there. Shit like that. I've seen it from lots of different people and even myself at certain points. But you can hold until Thursday too. It's cool, my friend. Whatever you think is best. Yeah, I'm sorry, Don. If I would have had time and seen it before this show started, I would have definitely put it in there. But it'll be there for Thursday. I promise you that. And Thursday we're gonna do a later show due to Mia's request and flat out common sense that it would be better for people if we did it later in the day. So I think I'm gonna make Thursday night show the addiction and recovery. You know what I mean? That's my plan. Gambling addicts ruin their lives and everyone around them as quick or quicker than drugs. Bro, let me tell you, man. I believe that 100% because, we don't really, like I said, we went to the casino every now and then because it was so close and it was something to do like on weekends, but that casino is played out. We don't even go anymore. But there was another one we'd go to every now and then. It's about 50 minutes away in Grantville. It's by Hershey Park, stuff like that. And I've been to many casinos. When we travel, we go. There hasn't been a single time that I've been to a casino where I haven't seen somebody lose a fucking fortune. I told you, I'm cheap. Okay. When I gamble, I do it for entertainment. I don't even care if I win. It's just like, oh, we're doing it for fun. If you win, cool. If you don't, whatever. I'll play like this one slot I love. And no matter what casino I go to, they have it. It's called Wheel of Prosperity. It's 88 cents a spin is the cheapest one. I'll do that. And I'll take my time but every single time, and it's not just that one, it's any slot or any table game. There's somebody right next to you betting big. I was sitting next to this black guy from Baltimore last time I was at the casino at this particular slot. This guy was betting, I was betting 88 cents. He was betting $8.88 a spin. And at one point I said, bro, if you don't mind me asking, how much are you down? He said, 2,400. I said, from today? He was like, yeah, from like the last hour. Now, I don't know his financial situation. If he's rich, that's nothing. You know what I mean? But to me, I'm like, oh. And then I saw him win. He won like 1,500. So he was happy. He got some money back. Within 30 minutes, that 1,500 was gone and he was losing again. First of all, I don't know why he stayed on the same machine after hitting that, but that's what he did. Roulette. I'll play $100. I'll cash in. I'll play dollar chips. If I hit a number, I win $35 unless I have 2 or 3 chips on it, whatever. It's for entertainment. I saw a guy not too long ago come in there. He put $1,000. He cashed in $1,000. He got quarter chips, $25, and he covered the board with 1,000. Not covered the board, but I mean he picked his numbers. Okay, with $25 chips, the whole 1,000 on one spin. He lost. He did it again. He lost. He did it again. He lost, and one more time, and then he flipped out. And he tossed the chair over. They kicked him out. But it's like, that's insanity, bro. I don't give a fuck who you're. $1,000 on a spin of a wheel. And then you're so mad that you lost 1,000. It's just like drug addiction. You're so mad that you lost 1,000. It's like, okay, well, I'll bet another 1,000. This way, if I win, and then you lose that 1,000. Okay, well, now I have to bet another 1,000 because I'm 2,000 in. So, you know what I mean? It's like, and then the 4,000. Final attempt at getting your money back. And this guy was probably, addicted to gambling, and he played big because he was probably had so many fucking losses, tens of thousands of dollars in losses. He was betting big to try to get back whatever he could. It's the same thing with drug and alcohol addiction. You're always chasing the next high. Well, gamblers are, in some cases, always chasing the next win or the next loss. I have, because of people I've seen gamble, even friends of mine, I have a true belief that a lot of people are addicted to losing, not winning. And I'll tell you why. Because I know people that will go to the casino and hit, like me. If I go to the casino and one time me and Shannon went a couple months ago, I hit $850. We were out the door. Okay. We went with 400. I won 850. We still had damn near a whole 400. That's it. Time to quit. Shannon one night hit 1,200. Time to go. No more gambling. We're up. That's it. But I see people that go to the casino and they play. They'll finally hit something big to the point where they're up a lot. But they have to gamble it away because they're convinced that they could win again, or just because I almost think some people are uncomfortable with winning. They don't even like having that money in their pocket, or they're so addicted that money is just a representation of how you could get more of your addiction. Well, now I got more money to gamble with, or more of your fix, I should have said. Now I got more money to gamble with, and the gambling and the losing is the real addiction. So it's not the money you want so you can buy things and have it and save it and pay bills with. You just want the money so you could gamble more. That's it. So I can see, and gambling, yeah, bro, because gambling, it's got to be worse, because I'll tell you why. You can only do so much heroin. You can only do so much coke. You can only smoke so much crack. You can only drink so much liquor. Okay. But gambling, it can be endless. Every time you're not hurting yourself physically. I mean, I'm sure there's, health problems that come with it, but you know what I mean? It's not like where you're ODing every 3 days from heroin, or your heart's giving out from cocaine, or your liver's about to fucking explode from alcohol. You could just do it as long as you have money. You could just keep doing it, and you can ruin everything. I never really knew anybody who was severely addicted to gambling, but I watched a couple of Intervention had a couple of episodes about that. I wish they had more. And I mean, it was a woman in the one episode. It was like being a drug addict. She would sell something, whatever she needed to get slot money for the day. And then she'd go play the slots, and she'd get some money in her hand, and her fucking family would make her promise she's not going to play. Then a half hour later, they'd find her at the fucking casino. I mean, yeah, it's a terrifying thought. Gambling addiction is the only time. I won't get into it, but I had a problem. I'd say was in the 2006, 2007 area when I was going crazy and losing my shit. I hung out at a VPA. I told you guys about it many times. And they had those pull tab machines. Those tickets, you pull the 3 tabs open, and I was winning so much off these tickets. Like the owners loved me because I spent so much money in there, and they knew what I did. They loved me. So I would go in, and they would be like, "Hey, Chris, that column right there, the $2 ticket, so and so just played his whole fucking paycheck, didn't win $1." Oh, really? So I put $100 in. Boom, I hit $1,000. It's like, you know what I mean? And I won a lot, but eventually you stop winning. And I lost a fucking fortune after a while. You know what I mean? And I was like, no more of that. Because I was really like, I would go to the club just to play these fucking tickets. So but that was in, also an altered state of mind. I was constantly under the influence of something. Me now? Can you imagine? I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. Thank you, Jason. What's going on with Gunner? What did Gunner say? You guys are talking about why are most people committing suicide? Stress from life. I mean, that's impossible to know, right? I mean, I'm sure there's statistics and stuff, but yeah, I mean, whether it be stress from addiction, whether it be stress from, maybe you just lost a job, financial stress, whether it's marital stuff, relationships, whatever. You maybe you're grieving, you lost somebody, you can't handle the pain. I mean, there's all types of reasons for it. I don't know. I'm not that bright. I don't have those types of numbers and statistics in my head. And it's probably a good thing, too, because I would think about it too much if I did. But, yeah, I'm sure there's I know that there's many, many different reasons people do it. I told you, I had a friend of mine, Freddie. I loved this kid. I was in jail with him. In 2000, we were in work release together. We worked at a restaurant that was in York called Pargo's. I loved that fucking place. And I was a prep cook. He was a line cook. But I had already been a line cook, so I trained him on the line, stuff like that. And we got close when we were in jail and while we were at work. And I believe it was Christmas Eve one year. We had to work till like 2 or something for some reason. I think the restaurant was open for lunch, and that was it. It was closing until, after Christmas. We went in the morning together. I drove him to work. I picked him up. He lived in the city as well. So I picked him up. We went to work together. He was quiet all day, whatever. And then on the way home, I had just gotten the, fuck, man. I don't remember the Tupac album. Are You Still Down? Remember Me? Whatever. At least that song was on it. Hellraiser, Doug's Mansion. I forget the exact name of the album, but I had just gotten it. CD. and I'm playing Thug's Mansion, and he kept rewinding the part where Tupac says, um, every time I held that nine, all I could see was my mama's eyes, because Tupac was talking about committing suicide. He kept rewinding that fucking part. And I'm like, bro, what's going on with you? And he told me that his mother had actually died on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day the year before. Okay. And I'm like, oh, God. And this is a Puerto Rican kid, big family, all very close. A lot of them live together in one house, actually. And, he was acting weird, and he told me that. And before I dropped him off, he said, I just want to see my kids today. I got presents for them, stuff like that. So I dropped him off, and apparently he decided he was going to go see his kids one way or another, even though their mom wouldn't allow him to. So he got in his brother Willie's car. I knew Willie very well too. And he drove to her house in the projects on Princess Street in East York. And he got out and knocked on the door. He said, just please let me in. I have presents for the kids, blah, blah, blah. She wouldn't let him in. He got back in Willie's car right out front of her apartment in the projects, and he shot himself in the head. He didn't die right away. It took a couple of days, but he passed away. You know what I mean? So there's all different reasons. The shit they put in H is staying in your system so long that you cannot get on Suboxone without going into post-acute. Chinese scientists killing us. Well, I don't know. I don't know the politics of all of it, but yeah, I mean, see, that's the one thing. I would like to elaborate on what you're saying and talk more about it. The Suboxone thing, I don't know that much about. I know what you're talking about as far as what they put in heroin, of course. It's all kinds of shit, fentanyl, everything. Even some of the stuff they cut it with, it's just like cocaine. It could be worse than the drug itself. But this is another reason that I wish people not now, don't get me wrong, people who have any addiction stories, I would like for them to share, no matter what your drug of choice was. But especially people who have had opiate addiction, because that's one thing I just don't know anything about. I can't really tell you. You know what I mean? Anything. I can't help really. So it would be good if we could get some people on. Connor, chill out, bro. I tried to do it on my own many times, but failed. Needed the structure of meetings and the guidance of a sponsor to finally put some time together. Everybody has their own path. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Some AA, listen, it has a very, very low success rate. I believe it has like a 7% success rate. But that's 7%. That's those 7% would still be using, drinking, whatever, if it wasn't for AA. So I don't knock it. It's just not for me. You know what I mean? It's not for me. But I know people who have been in AA for decades. They attend meetings daily. They speak at meetings, things like that. Whatever you need, whatever gets you through. Anything is better than death. So, well, not anything, but you know what I'm saying. So, I don't knock any methods anybody uses to stay clean and sober. Gunner, listen, bro. I don't want to block you, bro, but we're talking about addiction and recovery. Stop with the Lee Cole shit and all that, and Gunner stuff. I don't care about that, bro. It's getting fucking obnoxious. L'chaim Putz, FBS, I believe this is your purpose, to utilize funds from the Galvones and Jabronis shows to allow you to the peace of mind to expanding your efforts to help others. Well, listen, you might be right. I mean, listen, everything takes money. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I have a good week and I'm okay, you know, and it's like I made enough this week, or if there's such a thing as enough, it's easier for me to do addiction and recovery shows because I generally do them knowing I won't make anything on them, and I don't even ask. So yeah, it does buy me time to do more of this when I do better on those other shows, without a doubt, without a doubt. But I'm to the point now where it doesn't even matter. These shows have a purpose. I can truly see them helping people. So whether I'm making money or not, I'm going to make it a goal of mine, like I said, to do more of these. I've been doing one a week. I want to start doing two a week. But this week especially, I might do one tomorrow and Thursday. I don't know. You guys tell me. If there's even one person who says they could use another one of these shows before Thanksgiving, I'll do another one tomorrow. And I'm quite sure there's many of you. Thanksgiving is one of the toughest fucking times, just like Christmas for addicts or, you know, people in recovery. It's tough. And I'm speaking from experience because you guys got to remember, you know, you don't know my whole story. But there's been many years that I spent either completely alone or at least without many people around me, family members specifically. Most of my family are gone. You know, they've died. Or there's one case where I have a family member who moved to Florida who I just refused to speak to because she stole what would have been a huge inheritance for my daughter. Okay, huge. I'm talking about like $250,000. Okay, so, and not just my daughter, but my cousins, and you know, it was going to go to a few people. It was a lot more, but that would have probably been the cut my daughter would have gotten. Okay, so needless to say, I'll never speak to that bitch again. She tries to get a hold of me on Facebook from time to time. No. So I don't have much family. You know what I mean? I don't speak to my father. I'm not sure where he is. I have my mother here now. You know what I mean? But there was years that we didn't even spend the holidays together. You know, my brother, for a long time, we didn't get along. So we weren't in each other's lives. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have much family left. I don't. So, and we're an Italian family. So you guys know what, up until I'd say the late 2000s, you know, from when I was born, every holiday was a big fucking deal. The whole family got together at my grandmother's house in Bay Ridge, you know what I mean? And we, you know, it was a huge spread and everybody ate. When we lived in Queens, we would do it out, you know, when the weather was nice, we would have big get togethers out back, you know, not even just on holidays, just in general. We would have big get-togethers with all the family, all the food. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful thing, so I was used to that. But we don't have that anymore. So it's hard. It's hard on my mother too. I know that. You know what I mean? The holidays and stuff. But we got each other at least. But let me tell you, I spent holidays in jail. Every single holiday there is, at some point or another, I was in jail during it. You know what I mean? So you know, things like that. I've spent my share of holidays alone, and I know how tough it could be. And not just that. I mean, some people, like my friend Freddie, lost family members on or around specific holidays, or they had, you know, tragedies, whatever. It's just the holidays are a tough reminder of bad things for some people. Your A&D shows are the best, way better than the drama. Thank you. I agree. Absolutely. You drink a bottle of vodka, trust me, it's on your breath. Fucking right. Let me get down here. Chris Parks, for me, it was like a reward on payday. I owed it to myself to get a few beers and a bag of dope. Wow, bro. That's yeah, you know what? I think it's like that with a lot of people. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it starts out as that before it turns into a really bad full blown fucking addiction. You know what I mean? It starts out as something like that. It's your little gift to yourself on payday. I work my ass off all week. I'm going to get fucked up. You know what I mean? But it always gets to the point eventually where payday isn't enough. You want to do it every day. You know what I mean? I had a friend. Well, I won't even call him a friend, a customer. This is another sad story. Now, this kid, as far as I know, is still alive and well, but it's one of the things that now, with a clear head looking back on it, I kind of beat myself up over. This kid lived in the middle of fucking nowhere. He had no friends in the city. He didn't know any drug dealers except for me. And I knew what day he got paid on, and I wanted that fucking paycheck, and I got it every week for years. Now, he lived with his parents, so he didn't have any bills. They took care of him. His parents had a lot of money, so they never even bothered asking him where his money went. You know what I mean? They figured he just blew it. This kid was kind of like he was that type of dude. You know, if he had $100 in his pocket, he'd figure out a way to spend 101 on some bullshit. You know what I mean? So they never even cared to ask him where his money went. But I knew that this fucking kid was going to get paid on Thursdays, and that he was going to spend his entire paycheck. Not at first. Thursday he would spend $200-300. He made good money. Kid made like $29 an hour. He would spend, $200-300, but then Friday would roll around, spend another $200-300, then Saturday, and that's it. He's broke. And I was such a scumbag, just like every other drug dealer, that even at times when he was trying to take a break or whatever, if he wasn't calling for a while because he was trying to chill, if I wasn't getting rid of a lot of shit, I'd hit him up, bro. I got this fire, bro. Trust me, you never had nothing like it. Boom. There goes his paycheck again. You know what I mean? So I regret things like that. Yeah, Chris Capello, you have the right idea. 4K, I would be throwing cheers. Yeah, I know. Well, this guy was such a douche. He was one of these big, fucking meatheads. He had a fucking. Trust me, that wasn't his only money. I mean, he had a fucking knot in his pocket. But it's a lot of money when it's not even fucking folded, and it's still, you know what I mean? Like, he had a lot. It was all hundreds. But just the fact that he got as angry, I would watch how angry he got every fucking time he lost, and it would make him bet again. And it was like, why don't you let that anger make you leave? Well, you're down a G. Fuck that. Leave. Now you're down 2. Oh my God, go home. 3, 4. There was another thing. I think it was last year. We were at Ocean City. We tend to go to Ocean City New Year's Eve weekend and stuff. That's kind of a tradition for me and Shanna. We get a nice suite overlooking the ocean. We watch the fireworks on the beach, yada, yada, yada. The whole nine, right? We went to Ocean City Downs, I think it's called, or something. It's a small casino, very small. It's kind of a ridiculous place, honestly. But I would go in there and play roulette because it was always dead during the daytime. You know what I mean? And if we did go at night, we would just play slots. You know what I'm saying? And last year we went one night. You guys may remember this because later that night we went back to the hotel and I did a show. And somebody in the chat commented, "Oh, I saw you at the roulette table tonight standing next to a pretty young lady, but I couldn't find Shanna." And I'm like, what the fuck? So somebody's at the casino in Ocean City, Maryland. They spotted me and they're watching me. And I know he was telling the truth because I was next to a very, very attractive woman. Shanna was playing slots, so she wasn't near me. So it made sense what he said. I'm like, what the fuck? That's weird. I'm starting to get noticed now. But anyway, that very night when I was at that table that person saw me at, there was a dude that came over. He put $100 on, I forget what number it was. I'm thinking it was 35 black, I think. I'm pretty sure. No, it wasn't. I forget what number it was. It's not important. Anyway, he won. He hit his fucking number. $3,500, right? Like, holy shit. He fucking played the number again. I swear to you guys, believe me or don't believe me. He played the number again with another 100 on it, and he hit again. Okay? He hit again. So he's got 7,000. He turned $200 into 7,000 fucking dollars. Well, wouldn't you know? By the time he left that table, all of it was gone plus another 1,000. Because once he won that second 3,500, he was like, now I could start betting big. Now he's betting 500 a number, shit like that. And he lost. Now, if I turn $200 into 7,000 and then I lose it, goodbye, everyone. It was nice knowing you. But I have to check out because I can't live with this. That's exactly how it would be. I'm telling you. Unreal. That's the type of shit that I see. That type of shit. I don't even want to be in a casino. I'm like, fuck this. Is this what it turns you into? Like, if you gamble enough? I don't know, man. Joseph Montanero, FBS. I have a friend who is very addicted to gambling and high risk stock market puts shorts. You want to talk about insane? I'm talking winning and losing hundreds of thousands. He blew 1.2 million once on stocks. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's fucking nuts, bro. I couldn't do it. Oh, really, Tony Ducks? Yeah, like I said, I had that short period of time. I think, like you, though, I think there are some people who can have a time when they're addicted to it, and then, they're fed up. They never do it again. Like after that pull tab thing that went on for a little while back in the 2000s, I didn't gamble for probably. I didn't step foot in a VPA or a casino for probably 10 fucking years. You know what I mean? So. Don Berlin, I agree. Chris Mia has a good point regarding doing shows at night. Besides, addicts tend to be night owls, and if you are going to get in trouble, nights when or when bars are open and dealers deal. Very true. Very true. You're right. It burns a hole in your pocket. Yep. Adrenaline rush. Yeah, from gambling. Absolutely. To be honest, I only gambled when I was high on coke. Yeah. I could see that. Brooklyn Jim, my mother was a gambler. It's a sickness. Numbers, lotto, slot machines, joker, pokers. Yeah, fuck that, man. That's like, and now, just like any city, like not even just York City. If it started out in York City, the fucking skill machines, you know what I mean? They started having them, which are kind of like slots. But now, even like in this little town, this is a fucking little suburban town, like 3 blocks from us, there's a fucking gas station with the skill machines. But even worse, now certain gas stations and stuff are allowed to have straight up slot machines. I mean, real slots, not skill machines. And there's a gas station called Rutter's, a little convenience store, like 4 or 5 blocks from my house. And they have a whole slot room in the fucking convenience store. And it's common now. They're everywhere. But that shit, like, I go in there and I see those people playing them. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? There's a whole casino 10 fucking minutes down Route 30. Like, what are you doing? Why would you be playing slots in a goddamn gas station? I don't know. But I guess some people don't have transportation. They walk there and who knows? You saw that episode, Chris? Yeah, that woman was bad, man. I had to cradle my friend in her arms after losing 1.2 million. He was going to eat a bullet. It's horrible. I can only imagine. It's fun. It's a nightmare. What were we? What the fuck were me and Shannon watching? Something that had to do with gambling addiction. and they showed a man like laying in front of his hotel room door screaming because he had just lost everything at the casino, and he wasn't even a big gambler. He just, I forget if I don't know the story, but it was something like, he went to Vegas for the first time or something, and he liked it a little too much, and he lost everything in one trip. I mean, oh my God. And that happens. What do you think builds places like Las Vegas? I mean, we know what originally built it. But what do you think keeps it going? I mean, look at the shit they have. I've only seen pictures and seen Vegas on movies and TV shows and shit, but fuck, man. You could build the Statue of Liberty. You have pyramids. You have fucking fountains. You have all this crazy shit. What do you think builds that? It's not even compulsive gamblers. It's people who go to Vegas and lose everything in one shot. You know what I mean? It's people who are gambling their rent money away. It's people that lose their kids' college tuition on a dream. You know what I mean? It's fucking nuts, man. Arthur the Greek, $9.99 super sticker. Thank you, Arthur. This is amazing. With you guys donating and Dwayne, I think I've made more money on this show than I have on any show for quite some time, and I don't even ask for donations, but thank you guys. How do you guys do the memberships automatically? Hey guys, I'm sorry. Hey guys, do the memberships automatically renew? They're supposed to, unless it's a gifted membership. Like if I buy memberships for people or if somebody in the chat does, they're only good for 30 days. Don Berlin, what's dangerous to your health for gambling addicts is when you don't pay up to the local bookie and his next visit is with a baseball bat and boom, boom, boom. And the next stop is ICU. Not good. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Oh, there you go. Redheaded stepchild. Don Berlin, if you get your loans from Primo, you don't have to worry about that. Yes, you never have to pay back a Primo's loans. Wise Guy TV. I bought that album when it came out too. Better Days with Doug's Mansion. I bought Nas God's Son album at the same time too. I thought God's Son was terrible, that album. But yeah, the album with Doug's Mansion and shit, that was, I think without a doubt, one of Tupac's best albums ever. I still love it till this fucking day. Till this day. Hellraiser, Are You Still Down? They were probably, and Doug's Mansion were probably my 3 favorite songs. I just got finished watching Ozark. And there's one episode where the girl, Ruth, she's like a young, blonde chick that helps out with the money laundering and stuff. She's on a mission to kill somebody. And throughout the whole fucking episode, they play, I'd say, most of Illmatic. Like every scene is a different song from Illmatic. It's fucking dope. I'm like, oh my God, this is the shit. I wonder how much they had to pay for that. Don Berlin, what's bad for your health as a gambling addict is when you... Oh, I already read that. My bad. FBS, I'll speak on Suboxone when I come on. Sounds good, man. Guys, listen. There's 98 people here. You don't have to do it. Don't feel pressure. But if we could get some people to speak on Thanksgiving, or even if I do a show tomorrow, that would be fucking great. Listen, just so I know ahead of time, if there's people willing to speak, it'll encourage me to do even more of these, specifically tomorrow, for example, the day before Thanksgiving. So email me if you think you're up to it. You know what I mean? And then I'll know I got somebody who'll be coming on. We'll talk about a time and all that. It'll be great. I want to hear other people's stories. I know all my own stories. They're mine. You know what I mean? I want to hear other people's stories, what people have gone through, where they're at now. It's very important to me, and I think it would be to everyone in the chat. Smoking that opium, huh? Yeah, I don't know nothing about that shit. I don't even think I ever saw opium except for on fucking... Locked Up Abroad. Oh shit, Boston J. FBS just had the honor of giving my dad his 44th chip. Oh, that's awesome, bro. That's great, man. Halloween in 1978. Wow. Tell him we said congratulations, bro. Let me get down here. I could have lost my eyesight. I'm sorry, I could have lost my sight because of my addiction. When specialists said I had 8 times the chance of recovery if I stopped, it was the facts I needed to make me stop. Wow. If you don't mind me asking, what, I know I'm way back in the chat here, but what caused that? What got you to that point where it was affecting your eyesight? Wise Guy TV, you should bite the NA format where you have a pre-planned speaker to share their story for like 20 to 30 minutes and then drop the link for people to identify. It's not a bad idea either, Wise Guy TV. Oh, that's what I was looking for. I was just about to ask you. I would share my story on your show one day for sure. Bro, please do, man. You're a friend of the show. You're a friend to me. That would be great, bro. I never heard your story, man. I would love to. Please email me, bro, if you're willing to come on, especially in the next couple of days. But if you want to wait till later on in the future, that's fine, bro. But that would be great. Yep, you feel like a kid before Christmas on payday. LOL. Yeah, see, it was different for me because I was always selling drugs. So, but re-up time was like that. Oh my God. Re-up time. I was always so excited because most times the Coke is different. You never know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? You fucking, you can't wait to go home and fucking break out a couple lines, see how good it is. You know what I mean? And now you got a whole other personal stash. You know what I mean? Because you just read up. So I can relate with that. The drug dealers don't care if you're paying your bills. No, they don't. They don't care about anything. My brother took my dad's leather coat to the drug dealer after my dad had passed. The guy knew me. I said, "Look, I will pay you to get the coat back." Oh, I hope you got it back. Jesus. I'm paranoid about $1. Can't imagine losing like that. Yeah, I'm the same way. Jimmy Calandra, Bath Avenue story. You show me a good loser and I'll show you the target. That's a street mentality right there. Absolutely. Yep. Jimmy C. Gamblers convince themselves they are good lovers. What did you mean? Did he mean losers? Dwayne Polizzi, $20. Great show, bro, and helping people too. Oh, thank you so much, Dwayne. Thank you again, bro. Thank you for all the support, my friend. Chad D, Chris, these addiction and recovery shows you do are so good and important to people who need it. I lost my niece to this disease, which happens to be Bobby Luisi's daughter. Sad. Oh, really? Oh, my God. Oh, bro, that's heartbreaking. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Wow, I didn't even know Bobby Luisi lost his daughter. Jesus. Fucking horrible. But listen, I'm glad they help. I really am. Jimmy Calandra, Bath Avenue story. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the chat. Wishing you all love, health, and success. Yeah, for real, man. 2 days, bro. It came so quick this year. Like, I wasn't even prepared. Shannon told me the other day Thanksgiving is Thursday. I said, it is? I had no idea. I didn't know. But we're going to be eating some good food, so that makes me happy. Dwayne Polizzi said, Happy Thanksgiving, Jimmy Calandra, to you and your family. Yes, happy Thanksgiving, bro. NYC Crime Spot. I should tell my friend Colin to come on here. Full blown heroin addict on the brink. Went to Florida and got clean and now opened his own rehab. Bro, if he's willing to, that'd be great. And the fact that he got clean and opened his own rehab, that's awesome. Bro. That's commendable. That's a dream come true. I would love to be able to do that someday. Love to. That's the one thing, that I should be doing. Not necessarily owning my own rehab, but I should be so much more focused on trying to become a counselor of some sort because I have a lot of life experience. Christopher Capello, me and Tommy Salami, you stand up. Oh, okay, that's something else. Cellar Door Mustache Pete, I'll come on and share some stories anytime. All right, bro, you can come on right now if you want. You can come on right now, tomorrow, Thursday, whatever you think. You're not missing anything, FBS. Coke is not like it used to be. Oh, I believe it because even my last few years selling Coke, I mean, every now and then you'd come across some fire, some fish scale or something, but nah, nothing like in the 90s. And I can't even imagine the fucking 80s and the 70s. Oh my God. But even the 90s, you can't compare any of this shit to that. Yes, that shit can blind you. What was it? Let me see. I had a lad who lost his sight from drinking potent moonshine. Holy fuck, bro. My God. I still have dreams sometimes that I have a stash of blow hidden somewhere. Bro, you. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I have dreams all the time that I'm reeing up. You know what I mean? Something's going on. I think I'm falling into a clinical depression because the dreams and nightmares are becoming more and more vivid, and it's becoming harder and harder for me to wake up. Get out of fucking bed. But yeah, I've been having a lot of. The only reason I don't talk about them much anymore is because I've talked for so long about my dreams and nightmares. It probably gets boring to people. But yeah, I can relate, bro. Let me get down here. There are government grants, FBS. Well, none that I'm going to qualify for. Unfortunately. Cellar Door, aka Mustache Pete. I highly recommend Dope Sick Nation on the Vice Network for anyone who has struggled with addiction. It's a very good show. I think I watched that. I know you told me about it. You know what I think? I think I watched part of it and I didn't finish it. Cellar Door, aka Mustache P. FBS, I'd love to come on, but I have my kids here and I can't. Oh, no, that's all good, bro. Don't sweat it. Anytime, though, bro. Chicken Hawk Lee, my old dope dealer works at a drug rehab now. Dude has come a long way. Wow, that's great. That's great. Chad D, $2 super sticker. Thank you, Chad D, my man. Joseph Montanero, damn, I haven't heard fish scale in a minute. Rainbow Flake, straight gasoline, the good old 90s. Yeah, bro. Alex, new member. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for becoming a new member. You guys are great, man. I'm so fucking grateful for the fact that I've been able to build up the type of membership that I have. Let me see what I have right now. I lost a bunch because a lot of the gifted memberships expired. But still, man, it shows how much support I get from you guys. I have 181. Fantastic. And I think we got rid of some bad guys because they weren't paying. You know what I mean? They had gifted memberships. Sis, $20. Wow, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, FBS. Same to you, sis. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Sis is a sweetheart. Not only does she donate to the show, but a long time ago, Sis sent me like 2 boxes filled with every mob book you could fucking imagine. You know what I mean? I have so many that I haven't read before. So I appreciate you, sis. Chad D, FBS not much, but anything I can contribute. No times are tough. If you can donate, it is much appreciated. Yeah, it is. And thank you. Thank you, Chad D. Now anything is good, bro. Listen, even if it's $1, it shows that you appreciate the show. But like I said, again, this show, guys, don't worry about donations. You know what I mean? It's not important. If you want to donate, I'm not going to stop you. That's for damn sure. But don't feel like you need to. Now, if I do a show tonight where I expose the living shit out of MRE, then you could donate if you'd like. Because, well, then I might actually ask for them because those records and stuff that I obtained cost a lot of fucking money. A lot of money. But it's well worth it. Thank you, sis. Thank you. I try to be. Remember, FBS, you can't keep it unless you give it away. Yeah, I know. I'm learning that. Let me I'm gonna drop the link. I know nobody's gonna come on, but I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna drop the link now in case any of you guys want to grab it and join us. Alex, holy shit, $20. Here's a boost for Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you very much, bro. Wow, you guys are amazing. A boost for a Tuesday. Wonderful. Fucking Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday. That's what it was. I'm sitting here thinking, wasn't Tuesday supposed to be a big day? I'm supposed to get my paperwork. Victoria, what happened? What do you got? A process server that only works at night? What the fuck is my paperwork? It couldn't be that you're full of shit, could it? Well, we'll talk about that later. Cellar Door, aka Mustache P, $4.99. Bro, you should definitely look into becoming a drug and alcohol counselor. Look how you inspire people on here just doing this plus another hustle. Yeah, listen, I don't know if I inspire anyone or if it could be anybody sitting up here talking about this stuff. But as long as it helps, I'm willing to do it. But thank you, Cellar Door, aka my friend Mustache Pete. Thank you, bro. Casperosa is on at 9:30 FPS. What's Casperosa doing? I don't know. All right, Trevor Smith, sleep good, my friend. Redheaded stepchild. Selfishly speaking, FBS, I could care less what that room looks like. Work on MRE file. All right, maybe I will. Yeah, I know. I know that's how most of you guys probably feel. You would rather have the MRE stuff. Let's see. Joseph Montanaro. Wait a minute. Is that the one I just read? Holy shit. I'm not. The comments are coming in slow as fuck. Oh no, that's the one I read. Okay. You're just you're seconding that motion, huh? FBS, I'm having a selfish moment. Fuck the room. We need the MRE show tonight. All right. MobEntertainmentGroup.com. They are going to blame Thanksgiving for the issues. It's the Pilgrim's fault. B. I like. Oh, Shanna's a pilgrim. B. Word up. You ain't even from New York City. If I catch you in traffic, B, I'm going to light you up, B. Word up. Word to your mother. That's I like. Second that motion. Yeah. Casperosa is live in 5 days. What? What's going on? Let me look at his thing. Damn, that's early to schedule a show. Wait, what do we got here? Scheduled for 11/27/22. All right, so yeah, 5 days from now, Casperosa is going on. Is it scheduled for 9:30? Let's see, 9:30. Yes, 5 days from now. Oh shit! And it's called Loyalty. I'll be watching it in 5 days. I'll tell you that much. All right. Well, listen, nobody's grabbing the link. I don't know what else to cover. Let me think. Maybe I can come up with some more. I'd hate to end the show already, but I don't want to get too boring for everyone. Cellar Door, aka Mustache Pete. Get your memberships now if you want to watch that My Brats Exposed show. I have a feeling special shows like that are going to be members only, just saying. And you would be correct, Cellar Door. See, one thing I'm letting everybody know about the members only thing, I'm not going to ask you to become a member and then not give you shit. Okay? Members are going to get exclusive fucking content, period. And a lot of shows are just going to be members only from now on. So it's not like, oh, he does one members only show a month. Now, fuck that. And the further we go, as time passes, I'm going to do more and more members only shit. Some said Casperosa is on. I jumped right on and looked. It's 5 days. Yeah. Joseph Montanaro, 5 days for Angel to lose her shit. Absolutely. Well, listen, she loses it every night. Cannabis can be a beneficial replacement for pharmaceutical, alcohol, and drugs. Yeah, listen, as much as it's not for me, yes, there's no doubt about it. That's why they're scared shitless. Pharmaceutical companies and stuff. They do everything they can. They grease a lot of fucking, palms and you know what I mean. They make a lot of let's just say contributions to politicians and stuff to make sure that marijuana is never legalized on the federal level, because it would do a lot of damage to their business. Redheaded stepchild, I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't care what FBS's room looks like. I know, but FBS has to be in here. It's like, fuck, man. There's so much shit now. I can't stand any type of clutter. I can't stand it. Wednesday might be better because the day before Thanksgiving is the biggest night of partying. You don't have to tell me. Literally, the biggest night of the year, second only to maybe New Year's Eve. As a DJ, for fucking 7 years, I worked every Thanksgiving Eve, and I'm talking about lines out the fucking door. They raised cover charges, everything. Huge night, always, everybody, because all the kids come home from college and stuff, and they want to party the night before. People have off work, they want to party the night before. Yeah, me personally, like, especially looking back on it, like feeling like shit on Thanksgiving morning is no good. No good when you have to go sit with your family and stuff. Thank you, Mike. I am too. You got off opiates using weed. Now, see, if you could do that. I don't, I'm not somebody who would generally advocate for the use of any type of drug, even marijuana, but if it can help get you off opiates, fuck it. Cellar Door, aka Mustache Pete. Yeah, it's fucking amateur night. I've gone out on Thanksgiving Eve. I've gotten into a fight or thrown out a bar. I'll stay home and do my thing with some company. Yeah, you're better off. All right, guys. Well, listen, I think that's it for today. I'm going to read one more comment and then I'm out. Chad D. MRE talks about how religious he is, which I totally don't believe he is. It's all an act. He is a bad actor and Nazi racist. Yeah, well, that's for another show. So let me go, guys, and I'll start trying to work on what you guys are looking for tonight. I'll do my best, all right? Thank you for everything. Stay strong, guys. Write these phone numbers down that are scrolling across the screen. 988 is pretty easy to remember. But write the one for the National Addiction Hotline. Write that down. Put it on a piece of paper. Keep it in your wallet, purse, merce, whatever the fuck, fanny pack, whatever the fuck it is that you wear. Or just put it in your goddamn pocket. Whatever. Just have it close by. Put it in, use a magnet. Stick it to the fridge. It's very important to have these numbers handy. And stay strong, guys. It's not like I'm not going to see you again before Thanksgiving, but I'm going to say it anyway, just in case certain people don't tune into the other shows. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone and their families. I hope you have a great holiday. I hope you eat some good food, and I hope you stay clean and sober. Stay strong through the holidays, guys. It's the most challenging time of the year, at least for most people. Let me just read something. I just got a last minute donation. The fuck did that say? Hold on, I don't want to say anybody's name here. Let me read this first. All right, I'm just going to say from Ryan. I don't want to say his last name. And if this is somebody I know and I've forgotten, I'm sorry. But from Ryan, 2268. Hey, Chris, great show. Has been watching since I started recovery in June last year. Life truly does get better once you stop. Congrats on your clean time, my man. Thank you, Ryan. And yes, I'm going to leave off with that. I know it's silly. It seems silly when I get all serious and stuff, but I'm going to do it anyway. Guys, I don't know everybody's individual situation or your circumstances. I don't know what you go through on a daily basis. I don't know what you're living with as far as mental anguish or physical pain. I don't know what your financial situations are. I don't know what your family situation is like, your relationships. I don't know. Okay. But I do know this. What Ryan just said is true. No matter how bad things are, it can only get better if you're clean and sober. I can promise you that. Okay. It might not get as good as you want it to be, but it most likely won't get worse. And another thing I can guarantee you is if you don't get clean and sober, it will definitely get worse. Nothing will fix the situation. Okay. As far as substances and all that, all they'll do is put it on hold for a little while or distract you. But in the process, more damage will be done. More money will be spent. More relationships will be affected. And your health will get worse and worse every time you use. That is a fact. I can tell you that for sure. Okay, so one thing I'm living proof of is how good life can get if you get clean and sober and stay clean and sober. People could say whatever they want, but I think it's pretty obvious. And I'm very fortunate and grateful for this. I'm not bragging. I have a very, very good life. And I owe a lot of that to you guys. I owe a hell of a lot of it to my wife and certain family members, but I certainly owe it to my sobriety, number one, above anything. Okay? So, guys, remember that. Keep it in mind. Okay? If you're thinking about drinking or using during the holidays or ever again, all you're going to do is make shit worse. No matter what loss you've suffered, no matter how bad things are. It's only going to be better for a short time. Okay? And then it'll get worse following that. Guarantee it. Even if you drink one night and you feel great all night, you're having the time of your life. The next day, you're going to wake up feeling like dog shit and your problems are still going to be there. But who knows how much damage you did just in that one night before. Because I know for me, I could destroy my whole life in a night. I've done it. So that's my advice, guys. Stay strong and remember that no substance is going to cure any of your life issues. It's not going to help. It's only going to hurt it. All right? Not everyone can stay sober and stick it to a fake Gotti. That's right, this old bathhouse. That's right. So, all right, guys. Thank you for everything. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. I love you all. And until next time, salute.